Septic system is basically a waste disposal system designed to treat wastewaters generated from a house or a business. It has two basic components. One is a tank or treatment unit that removes a lot of the solids and some of the pollutants from the wastewater before it is discharged to the second component of the septic system, which is a soil absorption component, and that's typically called a drain field, but it could be something like a sand mound or a drip irrigation system. Maryland law requires that inspections be done by individuals that have completed a course of study approved by the Maryland Department of the Environment in how to inspect septic systems. The septic system course establishes 4 basic steps in an inspection. The first being a file search, the second being a homeowner interview, the third being an on-site inspection, and the fourth being a report. The first and an important step in conducting a septic system inspection is doing a file search. The health department has records dating back to the 1950s on septic installations where we've issued permits for the installations. These are invaluable records for an inspector because they will show the location of the system, the design of the system, what the system was designed to serve, whether we've received complaints about the system, whether the systems have been repaired in the past, and some information possibly on soil testing of the site pursuant to permitting the system. To access our files at the health department, you would need to submit a request for services available on the internet or in person, requesting the file on the property. In cases of subdivision files where we know the lot and name of the subdivision, these files are relatively easy to find. Private properties that aren't in subdivisions, they are a little more difficult to find because the files are referenced by property owner's name at the time the system was installed or the original building permit or subsequent building permits were issued. So you may need a record of all the property owners going back to the time when the original system was installed. Once you've completed the file search, there's information that only an interview or a questionnaire given to the existing homeowner is going to be able to provide. A very important part of the process is the inspector going to the property and conducting an inspection on the site of the system components. This often involves some excavation. The major components of the septic system are inspected. For instance, a septic tank would be evaluated to see whether it's structurally sound, watertight, whether important components of it like baffles or T's are still in place. You would not want to pump the septic tank out prior to the inspection, but during an inspection so that the inspector could observe whether water is running back into the septic tank from the drain field, and the inspector could also note whether there are unusual levels of sludge or scum layer in the septic tank, which may indicate that the tank has not been maintained. After inspecting the treatment tank component of the system, the inspector would then try to evaluate the drain field portion of the system by walking the area where the drain field is shown, or in some cases excavating or probing around the drain field to see whether effluent levels in the drain field could be noted. The final report is a report of the findings of the inspector. They should show a report with the location of the major components of the septic system as he's noted in the field relative to other significant development on the property such as pools, sheds, garages, and that type of thing. He would note his findings on the structural integrity of the tank, the condition of the drain field. He would include a copy of the relevant information from the health department file as well as the homeowner interview. The purpose of the inspection is to inform buyers and lenders of the condition of the system at the time it was inspected.